Hi guys, in this video I'm going to be sharing with you how you can create beautiful realistic skin texture in Adobe Photoshop. This is Twisted Creative. Alive Emmanuel is my name. If it's your first time on this channel, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Not only by hitting that subscribe button, also ring the notification bell so that you don't miss any of the next video. So without wasting much time, let's jump into it. So this is a beautiful model in my Photoshop that we're going to be using, and the first thing we're going to be doing here is for us to duplicate this image into 3. So we are going to make 3 duplicates of this image. First of all, we can duplicate it by dragging the image to this plus mark in a box. Then we'll leave it and take it again and go to the same place and do the same thing. So have copy, background, we'll then have background. Then what we have to do is have to rename it. But alternatively, we can go and let's remove the copies and we're left with the background alone. You can use Ctrl J to duplicate. So we have as layer 1. Then we can duplicate it again and make it 3, which will have layer 1 copy. So next we are going to be doing is we double click on the layer and rename. Then we are going to rename this first one, the first one as hard, which is going to be standing for the details. Then the next one we are going to be renaming it to soft, which is going to stand for colors. You know what we mean by frequency separation. So what we are going to be doing now is we have to right click on the hard and convert to smart object. Why we are converting to smart object? Because we can go back and edit. We can go back and make amend. So the next one, we have to do the same to the next one, right click on it and convert to smart objects. So now we have them converted. The next thing we are going to be doing is go to the hard and select the hard. We go to filter, then order, high pass. So one thing about this high pass, I like using the radius between 1 and 2 because of the sizes of my images I use. So right now I'm going to be choosing 2 for this. Then I have to go to my blending mode and take it to linear light. Then the next thing we are going to be doing is select the soft layer and go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur. Then as you can see, we can see the image is losing detail. We'll take it from start, from 0.1. Then you have to be pulling it up gradually. Let's zoom in and see what we'll be getting from it. You have to be pulling it up gradually. So we'll have 7, we'll have 24. I think, let's say 27, 22, 19. I think 19 should be enough. Let's go with 19. Then you can see we already have the hard and the soft. The soft is the blur, while the hard is the details. So we have to make selection of the hard and the soft, leaving behind the background layer. Then we'll use Ctrl G to group them. Yeah, now we have them in the group. What we have to do next is to add a layer mask to it. Then we're going to take this layer mask, click this layer mask to add the layer mask. Then the next thing we are going to be doing is invert the layer mask by using Ctrl I to invert. Use Ctrl I to invert. As you can see, the image is normalized. Then what we're going to be doing is we are going to be using the brush tool to reveal what we have inside the group. Make sure the foreground color is white and the background color is black, because white reveals while black hides. So we are going to be using the foreground color as white and the background color as black. Then you reduce the size of your brush depending on the area you want to paint on. Then you start painting. So as you can see, my opacity and my flow is like we have 74 in the opacity, then we have 71 in the flow. So we have to paint like that because that's what I normally use. The reason why I did not take it to 100 direct, because there are some areas you would like to click more than once, because you want it to affect that area very well. So you have to click more than once. And there are some area you just have to click once. That's how I manage my painting. So have to paint. So I reduce the size because of the area I'm working on. So as you can see, the beautiful skin texture is building up. So around the nose here, we can just say, let's be not too much on the nose, can just paint. So I would like avoid this area. I don't like painting such area that's going to mix up the shape. So let's go. So as you can see, it's very, very fast. So we have to increase the size of our brush and painting. And make sure you follow shape. Don't just paint. You don't just paint because, like as I always said, it's artistical. Let's go. You follow the shape, paints. You follow the shape, as I said. So have to zoom in close and make sure we did not mix this place up. You know, there's a tiny line here. This line here is not that visible. So if you mix it up, you are going to find your image being over smoothened. So like this area, I don't like touching this area. So I have to reduce it to the opacity and the flow to like 25, 30, thereabout. Then I use it to paint. I'm not just, I will not click too much, just like once or twice. It's okay. Then let's go to the fingers, and so I have to increase my opacity and flow back to 70, 80. So I paint. So I'm fast in this. That's why if you can take your time and do something greater. Let's go. So as you can see, we have it done. We have it done. This is the beautiful and pretty girl with a fine skin texture. So the next thing we are going to be looking at now is how we can reduce, or in short, how we can reduce the effect on this image. Let me say, maybe you say the effect I added is too much and I don't want it to be as much as this. What do you do then? Don't worry, there's a solution. Just go to your opacity of the, just make sure you select this group and select your select this group and go to the opacity, and you can reduce the opacity. Like if you zoom in, you will see it change by adjusting the opacity. Like this is the finished work with 55% opacity. Then let's disable it and see. This is the original and this is the after. This is before and this is after. This is before, this is after. So did you notice anything? It's still beautiful. Then let's increase the opacity back to 100 and see what we got. So if you see, take a look at this, this is before and this is after. This is before, this is after. Isn't it wonderful? So let's see again. Zoom it down and see. This is before and this is after. This is before, this after. So it all depends on you. If you want it much, you can increase it to 100%. But if you don't want it that much, you can reduce it. If you want to reduce, it's all left for you. Just do something great. Yes, that is it for today's video. If you like this video or you find it interesting, please hit that like button. Hit that like button. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you've not done that before. And also, ring the notification bell so that you don't miss any of the next video. Thanks for watching today's video. Creative people will keep on creating. See you in the next video. Stay creative. Keep creating. See you in the next video. Bye.